After the huge success and dominance of the Redmi Note 7 series in the Nepalese market by Xiaomi, it has recently launched the newer and better Redmi Note 8 series in Nepal for a very competitive price tag. Among the two phones launched, Redmi Note 8 Pro is the top of the lineup, and today we are here to help you decide whether you should get this phone or not. Let's get started. With the protection of Corning Gorilla Glass 5, Note 8 Pro has a glossy and stylish finish, making it look aesthetic to the eyes. Although, to favor the budget, the phone has plastic framing instead of metallic. The back surface is not flat, but has curves to make it feel more comfortable on the hand. The only bummer is the quad camera bump, which makes the phone wobble when placed on a flat surface. And it further houses the physical fingerprint sensor within the bump that takes some time to get used to. The vertical camera bump on the back houses 3 sensors, with a 4th sensor and a dual-tone flash placed just on its right. There's also a vertical Redmi logo on the back. On the front, we have a water drop notch that houses the front camera sensor. On the top, you get a noise-cancelling earpiece and an IR blaster. On the right, there are power and volume buttons. On the left, we have 2 trays. One of the trays has 2 slots, one for a nano SIM card and the other for a micro SD card of up to 256 GB. The other tray has a single slot for a nano SIM card. On the bottom, there's a USB 2.0 Type-C port with single downward firing speaker grills and primary microphone for calls on its right, and our beloved headphone jack on its left. The phone has no official water certification, but the company claims it to have P2I coating, which makes the phone splash-proof and dust-proof. Note 8 Pro has a large 6.53-inch IPS LCD 1080p display as compared to its predecessor Note 7 Pro's 6.3-inch. Though the screen is not AMOLED, the colors are vibrant and punchy with enough details and contrast. The brightness is very good, reaching about 450 nits with the manual slider and about 500 plus nits on auto mode when the screen is exposed to a brighter or sunny environment. We don't get an always-on display, it not being an AMOLED, but there's a notification LED on the water drop notch to keep you notified. The bezels and the chin are also thinner than its previous model. We get a fast face unlock and lift to wake function, which isn't as fast and secure as the physical fingerprint sensor. The single downward firing loudspeaker is more improved than before, but there are better competitors out in the market. It doesn't mean that the sound quality is anything to compromise on. Although I'd recommend you to make use of the headphone jack to enjoy your content. The phone also has all the sensors you need, like accelerometer, gyro, proximity and compass. Oh, and you also get an extra AI in your pocket, that is the built-in Alexa. Alexa adapts to your voice and Amazon account to help you with your day-to-day queries and shopping as well. Hands-free Alexa option is a bonus when your device is locked. So, the only variants of the phone available in Nepal are the Indian variant. So sadly, we do not get NFC support to support mobile payments. The phone runs on MIUI 10 based on Android Pie. Though MIUI lacks the app drawer and has some ads and bloatware, I didn't experience any hassle in my 15 days of usage. The user experience is smooth and intuitive and will likely get better with the MIUI 11 update, as it has already started rolling out in India. You also get a system-wide dark mode support already, but it won't save you any power, the screen being LCD. MediaTek made a huge comeback in the smartphone processor category with this phone's MediaTek G90T chipset optimized for gaming, and it doesn't disappoint at all. Combined with 6GB or 8GB of RAM, the phone runs like a beast, topping the benchmarks with flying colors. Here is what we got on our benchmark result. We were able to run Call of Duty, PUBG and Asphalt 9 all on their highest settings and experienced no thermal throttling or frame drops during our extensive 4 to 5 hours gaming sessions. The critics are pretty much wrong here, as the highest temperature the device went was around 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. Even if it feels a little hot on its bare back edges sometimes, the internal liquid cooling brings the temperature down pretty quick. If you get frame drops in PUBG, it is not because the device is lagging, it is probably due to the bad optimization of the game. Comparing with Poco F1 and Realme XT, the haptic touch was not as impressive as advertised, but it's certainly better. To support the impressive performance, the phone has a decent 4500 mAh battery with 18-watt fast charger provided in the box. On our standard video loop test in airplane mode and 75% brightness, the phone lasted around 16 hours and 10 minutes. With PUBG gaming on highest settings and max brightness with earphones plugged in, the battery pack lost its weight by about 20 to 22% in an hour. On our PC Mark battery test 2.0, we got a score of around 11 hours and 30 minutes. This should give you a foresight on this device's good enough battery backup, but the fast charging is there to get you running again in no time. We were able to fill its empty belly with the 18-watt fast charger in just under 2 hours.
The phone's camera is the best selling point for this smartphone, as this is the world's first phone to house a 64MP main sensor.
Talking about its quad camera setup, we get a 64MP f1.8 main sensor, 8MP f2.2 ultra-wide sensor, 2MP f2.4 macro sensor, and a 2MP f2.4 depth sensor. The front notch houses a 20MP f2.0 selfie shooter. Let's take a look at the samples and decide for your own how well this camera is able to live up to its hype. The photos from the main sensor, which is pixel binned to a traditional 12MP picture, is quite detailed, with good dynamic range, and so are the pictures taken with a 2x standard zoom. Further than that, the pictures start to pixelate and the software starts to soften the details quite a bit. We have a separate option for 64MP, and when shot with it, I didn't find much difference in the dynamic range, but in the pixel quality when zoomed in as compared with the standard 12MP photographs. The portraits come out great in good lighting conditions, and the depth sensor along with the software optimization helps you control the amount of your background blur. HDR does its job pretty well, and AI mode helps to bring out the best of your shots on various occasions and saves the hassle of post-editing your pictures. The dedicated macro sensor helps you take really close-up shots, really close-up ones, which is not possible with the main sensor. But it isn't as detailed as expected. The ultra-wide sensor helps you capture more of everything, but it would be so much better if it could maintain the image optimization similar to the main sensor, like in the iPhones. When we switch to ultra-wide from the main sensor, you'll notice a great difference in the image processing, which may bother you sometimes. The selfie shooter shoots great detailed pictures in good lighting conditions, and selfie portraits are also decent, because the age detection and blur seems a little aggressive as compared with the main sensor's portraits. Talking about night mode, it works. It is not as good as the iPhone, Pixels, or even Huawei Nova 5T that we reviewed before, but it does the job in bringing out the highlights, minimizing light glares, increasing contrast and details, and making the picture less noisy. Unfortunately, the night mode only works with the main sensor and in the 2x standard zoom mode. The max video supported is 4K at 30fps, and the EIS isn't that good. If you want to use those clips for social medias, I highly recommend a smartphone gimbal or at least a tripod. You can also shoot slow motion videos of up to 1080p at 120fps and 720p at 960fps. Selfie video is pretty average and is not recommended for vlogging. Oh, and you do get a bonus feature of recording with the macro and ultra-wide sensor, but the quality isn't that impressive. Another downside is not being able to switch camera sensors while recording a video. Other features in the camera app are short video with speed control and built-in emoji filters for social media stories, horizontal panorama, and pro mode to tweak with your shutter speed, ISO, white balance, and focus as per your choices. You can try getting decent night mode pictures with the ultra-wide sensor by increasing the shutter speed in pro mode.
Well, the Redmi Note 8 series made a record of 10 million units sold in 3 months globally. So there's no denying that there's no other phone better than Redmi Note 8 Pro at this price segment in Nepal for now. But if Realme XT was officially available in Nepal, we'll be able to compare it with the Redmi Note 8 Pro. But even if you look at the comparisons online, you'll find out that Redmi Note 8 Pro is a tough one to beat. So for now, close your eyes and buy it already, or wait for newer models to arrive from various companies. Until next time, I wish you good days ahead.